So there are 6 principles of an IDEA. Now, the IDEA stands for the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, which was an act that is implemented in order to protect the education of students with special needs. It just ensures that they receive a proper education and a meaningful education. And the first principle is the free appropriate public education, which we can call FAPE. If we take a look at FAPE, we see that it is just where schools are required to create IEPs for students with special needs, and we'll talk about IEPs in just a minute. Schools are required to create these plans for students with special needs, and they are also required to offer free education. And the free education should prepare students for higher grades in school, for future employment, and for life as an independent adult. So we want to give these students meaningful education, not babysitting them in a public school. We are going to try to teach them as much as we can. The next principle of IDEA is appropriate evaluation. So evaluation is like studying the student, not really testing, but we want to see where the student stands. And so a team of knowledgeable experts comes together and they conduct evaluations on students that are suspected to have disabilities. And testing material should reflect the needs of students being evaluated. So we don't want to test students that we don't suspect have a disability. We don't just want to test everybody. And also we want to test the students that are showing signs of maybe there being an underlying issue. We want to test them with appropriate material so that we get a clear answer of kind of what's going on. The Individualized Education Plan. This is the IEP I was talking about. So the IEP, it stands for Individualized Education Plan. It's a written plan that's tailored to the needs of an individual student. So a team of experts comes together again, and they create this written plan. It must include information about the present education level that the student is at, not what grade they're in, but where they are on a learning level. Any future goals that we may set want to be in this plan. And we want to also include any services being offered. And there needs to be an explanation of why a student may not be able to participate in part of a regular classroom day. So we're including what the student's presently doing, what we want them to be doing, and what we're doing to change. The fourth principle is the least restrictive environment. This means we don't want to just take these students and put them in a room by themselves. We want them to be involved in a regular classroom day. So a team of experts, again, lots of experts, they come together and they create this plan in which a student can participate in as much classroom time as possible. If there need to be modifications made to the classroom, that can be done. We want them to feel included, and we want them to be included. Also, another option may be adding an aide to the classroom to help the student and any needs that they may have. Now, in rare cases, there may be students that are not able to participate in the regular classroom. And that would be very important that the team of experts come up with a way to create an environment that is least restrictive for those students as well. Even if they are in a classroom of special needs all day, the environment needs to feel least restrictive as possible. The fifth principle of IDEA is parent participation. We want our parents to participate in these plans for their children. And so we encourage that. We want them to know what's going on, and we want them to be involved. And it's law that they must be included in any decisions that are being made about their child. They are notified of any assessments being made, and they are encouraged to participate in the meetings that happen. But ultimately, parents have the final say in the amount of services offered to their child, and that means they can't say, well, my child needs more, give him more, but they can say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's go ahead and stick with what we're doing. They have the ultimate say-so, whether the experts think that that's the right choice or not. But the sixth principle of IDEA protects that right. It's called the appropriate evaluation. And this is basically just to protect the sanctity of the parents' rights. And they have the right to view and know about any educational services or records that pertain to their child. They also have the right to know about any meetings taking place, any evaluations taking place, any placements that are happening, or any services that are being offered. Now, in the event of a disagreement, if some parents are really disagreeing with the experts and they feel like the experts have it all wrong, they also have the right to request a mediator to come in and help resolve those issues. So those are the 6 principles of IDEA. They all work together just so that we can make sure that these students are having the best possible experience at school. We want to make their life better, and we want to keep pushing them to achieve more. And by doing that, we have to follow the steps in this plan.